Today is a very, very special episode. Today is going to feature two phenomenal women who are an example of what we used to think of as the American dream. Both are from Peru. Both are real estate entrepreneurs, and they are incredibly successful and show you that you can still be an immigrant and live on top of the world.
Hi,
Welcome
how
to
are
the
you,
alarm. It's great to
Jesse?
see you, ladies.
Thank you for inviting us.
You are my heroes because you are an example of the American dream. I mean, you both grew up in Peru. You've been friends for years. And what I love even more is that the two of you are making America look good. You're showing the world that you can be a woman. So, put Me Too on its ear. You can be an immigrant and you can be immensely successful. I want to talk about this in an era where we're battling with divisiveness in race, where we're battling with the sexual issues that go on in the workplace, with a crazy political environment, and of course, preserving our health in this crazy, unprecedented time. Let's start with Antonella. You run the Baker House 1650, and you're dealing with the public. And how are you adjusting through all of this?
Well, it has been incredibly challenging, to say the least. I think that's a word that we're hearing over and over again, but it's true. The biggest challenge was to make the Baker House a safe space where people could come and have a good time and enjoy themselves, but foremost feel safe. And anybody, I always put myself in other people's shoes, and I said, if we make this look like a hospital, why would I leave the safety of my home to go to a place that looks like a hospital, right? So it was like, okay, how do we balance this? So, and I was stuck in Peru at the beginning, right? Because I was caught in Peru when all this began. So it was quite challenging. And we've put sanitizers everywhere. We went touchless, everything, as much as we could. So we started by doing that. The sanitizers are touchless. The credit card machine is touchless. And then, everything that had to be, all the high contact points had to be sanitized and have to be still sanitized all the time. So how do we achieve that without, destroying whatever we're sanitizing? Because, some of these cleaners are very tough on it. So we had to change basically the way we do business. Right?
So when your guests come, do you see fear in their eyes?
It's what has happened a lot, Jesse, and it's very interesting, is that, people ask a lot of questions. We send a lot of letters. In every newsletter, we have a link to our COVID, precautions and how we've adapted. And at the beginning, people come a little nervous, some of them. And after,
what do you say to them? What do you say to them when you see that nervousness in their face?
Well, we say, look, let us show you what we've done. Many are return guests, right? Mm-hmm. So we show them everything that we've done. We hand them their key to the room in a plastic bag after it's been sanitized, right? Wrapped with a little ribbon so that there's a little touch of niceness in it, right?
A little warmth in this crazy environment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, what about your famous guests? I mean, we won't have to mention names, but they're pretty demanding. How do you deal with that? There's a lot of ego that was already there before COVID-19. How do you say to them, look, you're going to be safe when you come to my hotel and you're going to be able to have a great time?
Yeah, well, we take the temperatures of all of our staff every day, but I don't go as far as taking the temperature of every person that walks in, because clearly, people are now being very respectful and responsible, I think. And if they're not feeling well, they don't come, right? So that's a good thing. And when we have a lot of celebrities. Some of them have already been here during COVID. And they've been great. At the beginning, some of them, like I said, a little nervous. What has been happening a lot is that after they're here for a day or two, they start feeling a lot more comfortable, right? After seeing how we're doing everything. Buffet breakfast is out the window, no more, right?
No more buffet. Forget the buffet. Kissing on the cheek. I'm sorry. The handshake. Right? It's finished.
So, but all of our kitchen staff have taken the safe serve course, right?
Right.
Updated it. The ones that didn't have it, took it. And so they're all extending their stays. So, they want to stay here longer because they say, okay, this is a good place. This is a safe
They
place.
trust you. They trust you.
Exactly.
They're putting their faith in Antonella Botello and into the Baker House. So that's great. Now,
Yeah.
now, Amelia,
Yes.
1 million people, it's been said, are trying to leave Manhattan to move to the Hamptons. This has got to be the best year. I mean, right, ladies, the best year ever for real estate in the Hamptons. What would you say about that?
I've been doing this since 1997. I developed before and all that. It's proven that after every crisis, actually, I knew that the Hamptons was going to bounce back. I was telling this to all my colleagues, and they can actually say it. And they said, "Oh, you are very positive." I think it's maybe more than 1 million people. We are working, we don't rest every day, 24/7. And people really, let's put it like I call it, the Hamptons becomes not always has been a very special place in the world, but becomes a peace of mind. And a peace of mind is priceless. So that is actually what is happening right now. You feel the breeze here. You don't feel actually the pandemic, even though that we know, and everybody's very respectful. You go out in your own car. You don't have to take public transportation like in Manhattan. So yes, there are schools that are moving out here, private schools. There is a huge demand. Every day we have more houses coming out in the market too, and we have the people to buy it. The market is on fire.
What do you think? How do people look at the Hamptons now? I mean, before it was always the place to go for parties. That's not happening really. Place to go to, go out to eat. That's not happening. So how are they looking at the Hamptons? Is this a way, like an escape?
It's a combination of everything. Remember that even that we are not rural. We are an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe,
With
from
the
the
traffic,
capital
2 hours.
from the capital of the world. Manhattan maybe not having the best time right now. It's not the first time. It will bounce back. We will get better. But it's still the capital of the world. And the commute, you have the buses, the train. Everybody's working virtually right now. The Hamptons is not a place that, you go for weekends anymore. And more people are moving. This started actually in September 11th, but more people are moving. And now with this unknown, because that is what is bothering everybody, the unknown. And besides that is the location. Buy real estate is a good investment. So what a better investment is no place in the world. And we all, travel the world like the Hamptons. I can assure you, and I can talk hours about it. I know this is only 20 minutes, so.
Thank you for sparing us, Amelia. I owe you. Now, I want to know, ladies, what a typical day is for you. I want you to tell me how you start your day, how you get going with your business, and what are the things, the good, the bad, the challenges that you have to deal with each day. Why don't we go to Antonella, let her tell us first, since you just spoke, Amelia, and give us a look-see at what a typical day is for the owner of the Baker House in this COVID world.
I wake up and the first thing I do is I pray to God that it will be a good day. I keep on telling everybody.
I think we're all praying a lot more these days, Antonella.
Yeah. And I keep on telling everybody, including my staff, including my friends, my family, anybody, and even my guests, I keep on telling them, look, we need to be kind. We need to be tolerant. We need to be patient. We need to be respectful, and we need to be very flexible, right? And we need to smile. Because, that's the only way that we're going to get through this. And we don't know where people are coming from. Everybody has different issues, different tolerances for different things. So if we're all of those things, I think the world would be a better world, right? So I do sit at my desk after praying, and and basically I start, attacking all the different issues that are coming up. For the hotel industry, many hotels take deposits, especially out here in the Hamptons. Most of us take a 50% deposit when you make the reservation, right? So when all of this, and this is something that many people do not know. So on top of, not getting the traffic that we're used to, we had to return thousands and thousands of dollars in deposits, right? Because
Wow.
we have cancellation policies, but how can you possibly apply a cancellation policy during a pandemic? You can't.
So you had, I mean, when did you realize that, oh my God, I'm going to have to return everybody's money. This is not going to work.
It started happening on March 11th. That was the first
Right.
cancellation. And it was a doctor who said, look, it's COVID. I'm not sure I can get there. And if I get there, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go back home. And he was from California. So I said, no, of course we'll return your money. So we returned his money. But then when the onslaught of the cancellations came in, we had to take a little bit of time because we had zero money coming in. And I mean, I have some backing, but not enough to return thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every day.
Right.
But I have to say, our guests were phenomenal in that respect, very patient. Some of them have had to wait 2-3 weeks. And most of them were very patient and very understanding because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, right? So, yeah.
So that's pretty challenging right there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a combination of being a real estate entrepreneur, a hotelier, and a fireman. Putting out fires all day long.
That's some hose you got there, Amelia.
Oh, yeah. Getting bigger by the day.
And Amelia, what about you? What's a typical day like for you?
Well, since this has started, actually, the best thing was to stay home. I stay a lot home, but never like this. And working virtually and having this amount of people that is starting actually in April, trying to get immediately a rental. And it was an unseen clause because a lot of people didn't want to actually get strangers in their house. It was very, very challenging. And there has been days that I've been from 8 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. at night that I haven't moved from the computer, trying to help everybody. That is my main thing, because when you really have the knowledge, you can help a lot. And on top of that, I am that kind of person that go the extra mile. So it was not about making the money, trying to do the rentals that, by the way, it started being very expensive, like in the middle of the summer. It's also the fact that people were very nervous and helping. And so I've been constantly challenging. I closed 5 deals during the pandemic and trying not to allow that to die. And everything virtually was very challenging until now. We can go and do the showings, not putting people, we have all the protocols, the discrimination and everything, that we have to do for the COVID-19. But
when did you realize that the real estate business in the Hamptons suddenly it was exploding? Because, it seems like people in New York, it's like a mass exodus. I had 3 people. Actually, I had 850 requests through Home Away and Vibro. I really don't rent my house because I have, kids, and I am like thinking, my God, I would never do that. But I never took it off the site until recently because it became an onslaught. I had 850 requests over 4 months. I had people, I had a woman on my property peeking in my house and I caught her as I came home. I said, excuse me, it's called trespassing. I mean, what are you seeing out there? It's got to be the biggest onslaught of...
It's crazy. It's never been like this. It was crazy, but that's why it's the experience. That's how you kind of have this special smell. There's a lot of people that, I couldn't just take care of them because they were not straightforward. And I am not going to put somebody that I have a little, doubt about it, that I don't even know if they're going to stay over the months that they wanted to rent.
Now, do you think that we'll ever, without a vaccine, because there's a possibility we may never get a vaccine. It's been a discussion.
If we don't get a vaccine, we will have to learn how to live with it, and we will have to change our life in a way that is better. Because I think little by little,
it be better?
How that would better? Where if just taking care of yourself, that is the best, and being respectful of others. Use the mask, take care of yourself. If you have an underlying, condition, definitely it's going to be more tough because you cannot even maybe go out. But we have to adapt. And whatever comes in the future, I think being positive is the best, being
Mhm.
resilient. You just have to take everything a day at a time. Do not, I mean, I am very, very lucky. I'm very resilient, and I have a lot of self-esteem and trust myself. But
Mhm.
I will love to just have, maybe a program to, I
I
can
mean,
just
if I see you girls
tell
in
that to
public, I
other
can't even give
people.
you a hug. I have to sit there
I
and go,
know.
"Oh, here's my virtual
We
hug."
don't do it. Yes, and that is horrible. Look
That
at, we are
sucks.
Latinas. I
Well,
like to hug and to
I'm a
kiss, but
hug guy. I have
yeah,
a joke with an equestrian teacher my kids have. We always talk about the hug. Oh my God, that's
yeah,
over too. What now,
yeah.
Antonella? I mean, do you think that the travel and the hospitality industry will ever return to what it once was? I
well,
mean,
as you said, I think it really depends on the vaccine. I think we're all adapting, certainly this summer is slower than others because most people, I think, have chosen to go to rent a house and feel safer than go to a
mhm,
hotel. But, if you see like all the news and all the charts, staying in a hotel for some days is actually considered very low risk, right? Because we have all these protocols that we need to follow because of all the associations that we belong
mhm.
to, and because you want those guests to return, right? So I think that the travel industry is slowly going to come back. I think this year has been mostly local tourism. And
Mhm.
I think that, the smaller properties are quicker to adapt because you don't have to go through all those channels of authority.
But you know what? What used to make what I loved about the Baker House used to always have a summer party. We ever
Yeah.
going to have that again? You know, that was amazing.
Well,
Not this year.
I will, as soon as they allow me, I will, and as soon as it's appropriate, right? Because I
Yeah.
think that right now, if you're a guest here and, there's a party going on, I don't think people would feel too comfortable.
No, they're not going to feel good. But will we ever be able to have fun again? Can we
Oh,
let
yeah.
our guard down?
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
I
We
think
have fun.
so. I think so. I think that eventually we'll find some sort of vaccine. Now some people are saying, well, if there's a vaccine, I'm not going to take it because God knows what's in that vaccine, right? Talking about, conspiracy theories. Others
Too
say,
many theories,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
yeah. But I think that as soon as we all find that there's a reasonably safe vaccine or a safe vaccine, we'll go for it. It's human nature to be social, Jesse, right? I
Especially
mean,
the three of us.
well,
Oh my God.
and to have your drinks with your friends and laugh. And I mean, I think that everybody's missing that quite a bit.
Than ever. Yeah. Ladies, thank you for coming on The Alarmists. I really enjoyed our conversation. And I
Thank
want you to
you.
stay safe and keep doing what you're doing because you're making a difference.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
All
very
right,
much.
big kiss. Mwah. All
Big
right.
kiss. Mwah,
Another episode of The Alarmist Conspiracy Theories and Coffee comes to a close. Amelia Dogvila and Antonella Bertello of the Baker House 1650. They talked about exactly what's going on now. You can feel safe to go there now because they know how to take good care of you. And Amelia can find you if you're looking for a house and want to leave Manhattan. You got to give her a call at Brown Harris Stevens because she'll tell you exactly where it is. You'll always know where you're at with Amelia. And the same thing with Antonella. You're both in great hands. Thank you for joining me today. Stay safe. Peace.